Hey everybody, thank you for joining in tonight. Tonight we're going to take a look at the Eleaf Istick 200 watt temperature control box mod that I got in from healthcabin.net. You can find healthcabin.net on the web at www.healthcabin.net. I'll leave their link down below. Recently I've done another product from them. They sell a lot of different products over there. You've seen, if you go back to the other video, they sell so many different types of mods, e-juice, accessories, you know, like I said, you saw me do the Aspire X tank the other night. I got more product coming in onto that. I got an update onto that also. I should have that coming up next week. But anyways, like I said, we're here about the Eleaf Istick 200 watt temperature control box mod. This is a triple 18650 battery. Retails on their website for $44.99. You can get this in black, silver, and white. Many good things onto it. We'll go over it when we go down below. Like I said, James sent this over to me for review. Thank you, James, for sending this over. It is not going to change my opinion of this device. So why don't you guys go grab a vape and a drink and meet me down below. Alright, so here we are down below here, and just take a look at the box here. This is the way it comes in here. It shows that what the device looks like. Tells you that it is upgradable firmware onto it. On the top part here, it tells you what colors it comes in: black, gray, and white. The black is checked because that's what the color of the unit that I have. This side it just says Eleaf. This side it tells you that it's the iStick TC 200 watt, and then their website there. And then this side here has the Eleaf. On the back side, tells you it's the iStick TC 200 watt, powered by 318-650. The iStick 200 watt delivers a huge amount of vapor at 200 watt maximum output. Powerful yet intelligent, the iStick 200 watt packs with upgradable firmware and TC temperature control for titanium, nickel, stainless steel, and you can put your own TCR values in and variable wattage modes for your preference. In addition to the unique design of flip open battery cover, which we'll go over when we go look at it, the innovative streamlined shape with metallic finish also makes the iStick 200 watt fashionable in appearance and comfortable for grip action. Keep out of reach of children. Standard configuration, meaning what's coming in the box. It has the one iStick 200 watt without cells, meaning that no batteries do not come with it. USB cable and the user manual. It does have your scratch and sniff, your UPC. 18 plus, please recycle, China export, and don't vape in a dumpster. So let's take a look at what comes inside here now. And they give you a little warning card. Please do not use batteries with torn casings. It is a safety hazard. That's a plus. Take a look at their book here, and it's a very well illustrated, and it comes in many different languages. It has your English. You can just flip through, and then it changes over to, I believe it is French. Yes, French. It says it right there at the bottom there. It says French, and then it does have them in German, Spanish, Russian, Italy. So they cover many different languages for them to support. So that's a big plus in itself there. There's the Beast. We'll take a look at that in a minute. What else comes in here? Sorry about that. Didn't mean to hit the camera. And here's your USB cord. It is for firmware upgrade, and they say for charging. I wouldn't recommend charging. And that's about it, what comes inside the box. So let's get these out of the way, and we'll get to take a look at the device. So let's take a look at the device here. And first up on top, you notice that the shape is a little bit different compared to a lot of other devices. It's got a very ergonomic shape. A lot of people think that it's similar to the Rouleau. Here's your Rouleau. If you turn it that way, maybe it's kind of the same shape, but it's from front to front, they're two totally different devices altogether. As you can see, they both have ergonomic feel for the hands, which is good. So like I said, you compare it to the Rouleau, you're trying to compare apples to oranges. So there's for that. And then if you were to compare it to the cuboid, if you look, they all have that same feature with that 510. It's a little raised up, which we'll go over all the when we go to look at the different atomizers that you can put on. Let's get the iStick 100, not even close, and the iStick 120, which actually is the same chip that's in here that is in here. So if you have the iStick 120, it's going to have the same chip, except this one will go to 200, this one's only go to 120, but basically all the functions are all going to be the same, still temperature control. That's about it for comparing onto it. But let's get into the device in itself. First, we'll take a look at the dimensions. It is 84 millimeters from top to bottom, 37 millimeters from front to back, and 57 millimeters going across this way here. It is a zinc alloy construction, spring-loaded 510. This will go from wattages from 1 watt to 200 watt. It'll support nickel, titanium, stainless steel, and it has the 3 TCR modes, which we'll go over when we put the batteries in, and as well as variable wattage. Your temperature range, you can go from 200 to 600 on your Fahrenheit. Your variable wattage resistance will be 0.1 to 3.5 ohms. Your temperature control resistance will go down from 0.05 to 1.5 ohms. It is powered by 3 18650 batteries, which I would recommend 25 amp or higher. Has the OLED display screen, 4-button operation system. We'll go over what they all mean. Has the micro USB port here on the front, which would be good if you were to charge it. I don't recommend using this here to charge this device here, because you're not going to get a balanced, even though people say it's a balanced charge. For how easy it is to swap out the batteries, just put it in an external charger, you'll get a more balanced charge onto it. It does have upgradable firmware. That's what that would really be used for, because if you use this for charging and something happens to malfunction, and then you go to upgrade and there's something wrong with that your USB port, you're going to be SOL. So I would just definitely just save that port for when you're doing the firmware upgrade. Unless it's an extreme emergency, you're stuck somewhere and you need to charge it, I wouldn't recommend charging it that way. This also has dual circuit protection, overcharge protection, overcurrent protection, over discharge protection, reverse polarity battery protection. Has a stealth functionality, just like I said, if you have the other one. No atomizer protection, short circuit protection, atomizer low warning, low voltage protection, temperature protection, weak battery warning, imbalanced warning, check battery warning, charge error warning, check USB warning. Has a lot of different things to it, like I said. To turn this on and off, which we'll go over for the batteries in a minute, but let's finish taking a look at the device here. Like I said, here's your front, here's your fire button, your plus and minus, and then they have a little button here that says mode onto it, and then there's your USB. On the back side it says Eleaf Istick 200 watt, TC 200 watt. On the bottom here you have your base, and this is how you would open up for your batteries. You would just put your little finger into there and flip open the door, and then you can look inside of here. Now this is a unique power cell here. It tells you how to put your batteries in. You have to go negative, positive, negative. So when you would put your batteries in, positive goes up, negative here, negative here, and then you see these little spring buttons here. That's what makes the connection to this plate for your batteries, because you can see it's got these two little here, and then you got here. And if you happen to not see these little buttons on the inside, down inside of here, I don't know if my light will pick it up, it has your it says just the total opposite of what this says here. This one says negative, that says positive, this says positive, down below it has negative, and so on. So let's throw some batteries into here, and then we'll go over some of the functions. So I got some new 25Rs here. Number 1. Positive goes up just like that. Negative down. Negative down. And then you just snap it into place. It shows you that it turns right on. So now let's go through some of the functions here. To turn it on and off, it's 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to turn it your power up or down, the negative would be down, positive would be up, of course. If you press to hold these two together at the same time, it'll lock your, so you can't adjust your temperature or your wattage. It'll still fire, but that won't make that do that. Let me put it back onto here. Now it says unlock. If you press the mode button and hold it here, this will go through your temperature controls. And when I went into there, first one was nickel. I don't understand why this camera is being a fucking dick. Alright, let's start from the beginning here. I just want to start from the beginning. Alright, so now we're in our wattage mode. So if you hold your mode button down, you're going to go into nickel, hold, keep it down, titanium, stainless steel, M1, M2, M3, and then back to your wattage. Your, the M1, M2, and M3 are all for your TCR values, where you can go in and change and set and change the values onto it. So you go into there, and I'll show you how to get into the TCR modes in a minute. So let's go into the next steps of what you want to do here. So let's shut the device off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now with the device off, if you press the fire button 20 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, it'll tell you what version that you have for the firmware onto the device itself here. And you can see it says version 1.0. So shut that off in there, and let's turn it back off again. So now the device is back off, and if you press and hold the positive button and the negative button, you can flip the screen from left to right, bring it back to where it was, and shut it back off again. Now if you take your fire button and the plus button and hold those down and watch what happens here, okay, and now you can go into your TCR modes, and you can go in and set your different ones, your M1, M2, M3, and so on. So, and you can see I just was playing around with it and onto that there. So, and then, so once you're into there, so let's shut this device off again. And now with the device off again, if you press and hold the negative button, here is a cool little feature. It'll show your battery life, and of course it went out. But you could, it'll tell you that your voltage in each battery altogether. I know it's upside down, but it shows battery 402, 407, and so on right across the board. So you can also check your voltage on your battery. So that's pretty cool there. Another thing that's really cool is, like I said, this being a 37 millimeter going across this way, you're going to have a lot of different atomizers and whatnot that will fit on there nice and clean. Let's just take a look and see what the Scylla tank looks like. This is just a 22 millimeter tank, and it don't look too bad on there. Looks kind of small, but it definitely don't look bad either. So that was a 22 millimeter tank. Let's see what else I got over here. Let's throw a let's try the Aromamizer Supreme on there. That looks tits on there, really. It looks really good. Only problem is, if you can see that, there is a little bit of a gap between the atomizer and the base onto that. The Scylla tank went right all the way down, but I noticed with this tank here and my, I think it was the TFV4. No, TFV4 sits on there nice and flush. I had another atomizer that just did not, it stuck up just like that. And what it is if you have a longer 510, or the spring sits up so high, and this 510 connection, it sits up high. And it's just not only on this device, it's on a lot of devices like this. What was the other one that I had over here? Maybe it was the Z-Paul, maybe? Might have been the Z-Paul Coral tank. No, yeah, there's a gap onto that one too. I don't know if the camera picking it up, but there's a gap on this one also. So that was the other tank. So if you're an OCD and you see that gap, it might bother you. But as you can see, a lot of different tanks onto it look really good onto there. Other than that little bit of fine gap, it doesn't bother me. That's just some people it might affect. So let's throw a atomizer onto here. I think I'm pretty comfortable with it, and then we'll take it up top. And might as well throw the Aromamizer onto there. It's just because it looks sweet tits onto there. Like I said, and that little tiny gap does not bother me whatsoever. And let's open up the air. The juice flow. Gotta have the flow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're ready to rock up on top there. And so let me take a rip and meet me back up on top. Alright, so here we are back up on top. Again, we took a look at the Eleaf TC 200 watt temperature control box mod. What you think of it? I'm impressed with it. I have some pros, I have some cons. Start with the cons because there isn't that many of them. I'd have to say for cons, there's only two. That battery door on the bottom there is, actually there's three. That battery door on the bottom, if you got the batteries in it, it's fine to open up and close. But when you if you don't have batteries into it, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it to stay open. It just wants to drop right back down. That's one of the flaws, in my opinion. It doesn't hurt the device, it's just my opinion. Again, this is another one that doesn't bother me, might bother someone else, is that little tiny gap that you've used the Aromamizer or the Z-Paul Coral tank. Some of your bigger tanks, or like I said, that if it has the bigger 510, a little bit longer 510, because of that spring that's inside of that 510, and a lot of them, the other Eleafs share it, the Cuboid, the RX, they all share that same kind of problem where if you have a longer 510, that spring just does not go down far enough. And it just causes it to stand up a little bit. Not on all atomizers, just on some of them. So that's kind of a, doesn't bother me. Some people might bother. And the other is where the firmware upgrade is. I do not recommend using this as a charging port unless it's an emergency. The batteries are pretty easy to flip out. I would recommend putting them into a regular charger. And again, use 25 amp or higher if you can. It's just going to give you a better quality of vape. Some of the other positives now, I love the looks of it. I love that you have all the different settings with the stainless steel. I love the stainless steel. I use when I'm using temperature control. I have nickel and titanium when I am reviewing, if if I'm testing something. Other than that, I prefer stainless steel because it's so universal. I can use it in temperature control, or I can use it in regular wattage mode. So I like that there. I like the ergonomics of it fitting in your hand, just like the RX, where the RX is a little bit smaller and it's angled the other way, where this one here, it fits in your hand. It's nice. When it fits in my hand, my thumb hits right onto that power button, just like that. Had to take a rip. So I like that. The battery life is going to be conducive to what batteries that you put in. So if you get a good set of like some reds or some browns or 25R, those are going to be your better quality batteries. Those are going to last you a little bit longer. But like I said, the battery life onto it is extremely well. I mean, you've heard me mention that I vape all day long. I'm allowed to vape where I work. I'm allowed, so I can vape. And with this 3 batteries into it, I can get about 7 hours of vaping. And I mean, like I said, I carry this with me, just like if I was to be home or anywhere else. I can vape all day long, and literally, it's in my hand 95% of the time. Just like if we were on the weekend, or if you're home or something, and you just carry it around. That's exactly how I do it at work. So for me to get that kind of battery life, that's a positive in itself there. What else can I tell you? $44.90. Yeah, it's definitely well worth that for the price there. I know there's some other places that have it. When they have them on sale, they're cheaper. But for everyday price, $44.90. Awesome price. And don't forget, they do offer free shipping on anything over $29.90. They're going to, so $30, you spend $30, you're going to get free shipping, and it's fast. Everything I've gotten from them, everything, I've had within a week's time. And like I said, it's all positives onto there. I think that's about it. Again, the name of the company I got this from was healthcabin.net, www.healthcabin.net. Your link will be down below. James, thank you for sending this over for review. That's going to do it for tonight, folks. So until the next time, keep vaping.